Hello, 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 hello. It's gone midnight. I should be editing my podcast, but I fancy a game of ye olde chess. So let's hit 10 minutes plus a 5-second increment. See how I get on. With a little luck, I'll be all right. With a lot of luck, I might even win. We shall see. Here we go. We're playing Ling Sing. Ling Sing, I wonder if they're from Singapore. Who can tell? Let's see what happens on this time. Righty ho. So far, I think probably every chess player has seen this position 100 gazillion times before. 4 knights. It's not a good idea always to copy what your opponent is doing, but you can do it if you fancy it occasionally. Right then. Well, let's keep on doing it, shall we? See how we get on. What are they going to do next? What are they going to do to mess me around? You can't keep on copying your opponent, of course, because you will probably come unstuck at some point. La-dee-dee-dee-dee. So, well, basically, they're a move ahead of me. They might castle. Maybe they'll play d3 and then get their... Oh, there you are, you see. They may be tempted to get their bishop out in a second, perhaps. It's certainly possible, isn't it? What should I do then? I think I will, on this occasion, try and mess it around a bit. So I'm attacking his bishop. Hasn't got very many places it can go. It can go to d5. It can go back to b3, where I can take it, of course, if I wish. Don't really like that white squared bishop pointing at f7, one of the weaker pawns on my side. Although, of course, I could castle, and then I'd be safe. Let's see what he does. Well, what he does is he has a good old think. Well, that's all right. We've got time to think at this time limit. My last game I accidentally played at 5 minutes plus 3-second increment, and that was crazy busy. Oh, hello. He's taken a blinking pawn, hasn't he? I left a pawn under... Oh, that was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? Never mind. On we jolly well go. So what am I going to do? Well, I think I will take his bishop. I imagine he's going to take me back with his knight now. Perhaps. Right. Okay. Fair enough. And what should I do? I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. But let's attack his knight. Has obviously moved that knight now once, twice, 3 times in the opening, but he's a pawn ahead, and maybe I've just... yeah. Maybe that was wise for me. Don't know. Thinking of castling next. I've got that nice bishop on c5, pointing at his f2 square. Let's see what happens. Bum ba-dum bum 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 diddly-dee boing boing. Oh dear, did I do that out loud? Oh no. No, it's on a chess video. These are basically the noises which occur in my head while I am... He's having a good old think, isn't he? Isn't he just? It's one of the things I love about chess, actually, is the stillness and the quiet. When you play a decent length game as well, and by decent length I mean a game which lasts 3 hours or so. Okay. So he's attacking my knight now. So should I take his knight? Maybe I should. I'm not quite sure. Should I take his knight? Or should I move my knight to g4, attacking his f2 piece? I think on this occasion I'm going to take his knight. Okay. Now I'm going to take back with the queen. Obviously, I'm now threatening checkmate. Okay, he does so. That's fine with me. I'm going to do this. Cancels out the check. I'll probably castle. And see what more mischief I can do. If any. Even Stevens, point-wise at the moment, we've both got 7 pawns on the board. I've got the bishop pair, and he has a bishop and a knight. So knights and bishops are generally considered to be about worth the same amount. I think quite often, towards the end of the game, bishops are worth more than a knight. Knights are really useful in the middle game or at the beginning. Ah, right. So he is attacking my queen. He's also attacking my bishop. So that bishop pair may be about to disappear. Let us think. I'll move my queen back here. Yeah, well, I kind of thought that might happen. I don't know that I'm that worried about it, though. Just attack that piece. Oh, he can go knight takes bishop. When I go queen takes knight, he can go queen takes bishop. Ugh. Which is check. So, I may have blundered. If he does knight takes bishop, what if I take his bishop with my pawn? But he can then go knight takes my other bishop. And he's done it, hasn't he? What am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I think I've messed this up. It's irritating, isn't it? Well, let's take a pawn. Yeah, simple tactical error there on my part. I thought going pawn f6 was all right, but of course it meant that the pawn was no longer protecting my bishop on e6. So, yeah, well, credit to him. That worked out pretty well for him. My situation now is not good. I would, if I were him, I would just take my... Oh, he didn't. I was going to say I would just take my queen, but chose not to. So, let's just move, you know. Oh my goodness gracious me. I need to play better than this. I would still take my queen if I were him. He'll be a knight up. He has the ability to castle even if he wants to. I think generally his position is better than mine. He's a piece up. What else might he do that would be a mistake? Knight takes b7 would be a mistake, so I just take his queen. He must take my queen, surely. Well, let's see. I have to take the knight. Now he could go rook e1. And again, I'm in a very precarious position. Okay. How on earth am I going to stop this? Just feels... Okay, so I can't go rook to e8 because he will simply take me and it's checkmate. I have to leave my queen along that line for now. I need to... Ugh. How unpleasant. How very, very unpleasant. Let's get... I mean, really? Seriously. Let's just get another piece out. I mean, I'm not very happy. This isn't a great... I mean, he might even triple up his rooks. He might even move his rook to e5, followed by the other rook to e1. And it's... I don't know. Well, he may try and move my queen off that diagonal. That queen at the moment is protecting me from checkmate at e7. Let's see. Oh, e7 isn't quite checkmate. Well, yeah. Bad situation. Not good. Not good. I've got to try somehow to get my other rook into this game before things get utterly crazy. Right. Well, that doesn't make things fun, does it? No. Oh, dearie me. Dear, dear, dear. Uh, let's try and get him to shift his queen. It's just too threatening there. And it's a check. All right, well, can't be having that, can we? So let's put that in the way. I think for me, swapping queens is good. It doesn't get me out of the woods, but what's he going to do? The only good thing I've got going for me here is I have considerably more time. But then maybe that's why I've got into this mess in the first place, and he's done so well. He's used his time maybe more sensibly. Doesn't matter how much time you have left on the clock. At the end, you can have only a couple of seconds. If you've won, you've won. Alrighty. Now, he's obviously going to bring his. Okay, well, surprise, surprise. Sweet bird of paradox. Let's take this pawn. Let's see if there's any chance of me getting a back row mate here. Maybe he'll just blunder it. Who knows? I mean, really? He could go rook c8 and he's won my rook on h8. No, he hasn't done it. Okay. Well then let's. Oh my goodness, I can't do anything here. This is just horrific, isn't it? Just horrific. Oh boy. Um. Let's move my rook back. You'd expect him maybe to move his other rook to. See, now he's trying to avoid any back row mates. Well, you can't blame him for doing that. I'm going to try and get my other rook out via g8, g7. But, you know, very sensible move of him to play g3. Gives his king an escape hatch. Gets rid of any threats of me doing something on the back rank, right? Which I could, see, I could check him now, but it does nothing. It does nothing. Right. Let's just check him, because check's a check. Go here. Let's hope he makes some silly blunder. Need to prevent him mating me on the back here. That's why I moved my rook over, so I can move it back to e8. If he does try and do the old lawnmower kind of attack. Wow. Ah, dearie, dearie me. Well, I'm not sure he should have done that. I mean, he has got these extra pawns, of course, so it's going to be very hard for me to stop these from doing anything. In fact, I'm not going to get there on time. So, there we go. I think I should probably resign. Well played, Ling Sing. Bravo. Simply outclassed me there. Some silly blunders I made. Well done.